Yeah, exactly. All right, everybody, welcome back. That's right, the Bitcoin Plus live news desk stream. Excuse me. And joining me is an old friend that I've had the pleasure of speaking with quite a few times. Got BenTheCarman, who once upon a time educated me very much on Taproot, and now is going to educate all of us on Fedimin. So, did you already do your talk?
Yeah, I just did it.
Okay, cool. So tell us about Fedimans. Tell us what you're doing there. Let's dive into it.
I guess to give some context, like my talk was just about how Bitcoin doesn't scale in its current form. Where if you put 8 billion people on Lightning, it's just not doable. It'll take like years and years and years worth of block space just to open the channels. You need like infinite amount for Bitcoin just to do it, a reasonable size channel. So given that we want 8 billion people on Bitcoin, how do we do it? Well, today probably the best solution is Fedimans, where Fedimint is kind of a layer two, not really. It's like basically custodians done right, where instead of having like just Coinbase hold your money and they see everything you do, a Fedimint is federated, so you can have like a 11 of 15 multi-sig holding your money, and then as well, it's perfectly private on the inside. So, with Coinbase, if I send you $10, they say, oh, they're sending $10 around. Just with Fedimint, they can't distinguish one user between another, so they can't censor individual users, they can't rock roll individual users, and they can't like track individual users. It's all perfectly private on the inside. So it enables a lot of really cool things. It's interoperable with Lightning. So like for Mutiny, we have like federated Lightning addresses. We have like a Fedimint integration, so you can just use Fedimint like a normal Lightning wallet, but you get all the you don't have to worry about channels or any of those like complicated stuff. It just like works the same way like Wall Satoshi or Alvin, but it's got a lot better privacy and security properties.
Interesting. Okay, so just to understand from a user perspective, I guess like the UX, like so how would this actually end up working? Like I'd install an app and I would like connect to a Fedimint. Would I choose the Fedimint or how?
Yes, that's a really important problem of like, okay, they are holding my money. This is kind of a custodial thing now. Like, I'm talking about Bitcoin for eCash, this new token.
Mhm.
So what do I do? Like, who do I pick to do that with? So what we're doing with Mutiny is like a Noster Web of Trust stuff where you can like join a federation and then recommend it to your friends. So then when your friends come online, they can see like, oh, I see my friend Ben, my friend Joe, they all recommended this mint, so I'm gonna use that one. And trying to like help bring that ongoing experience. And then, once you're inside, it's the exact same with every Lightning wallet. Just send, receive, scan, and pay invoices, Lightning addresses, everything. You can even do on chain as well. So you actually kind of do everything there. But yeah, the selecting the part is sort of part of like your trust. But we're trying to solve that flow of trust with Oscar, but see how it works.
Okay, maybe I'm going to ask a bad question, and I'll apologize in advance. Right, I'm Canadian, so of course I can start off with the apology and then ask the question. How uh, how easy or difficult is it to essentially rug somebody using a Fedimint? Is that even like, because it seems to me like because it's a federation, it seems like there's multiple coins that you would have to engage at once in order to create the scenario where you could steal the funds, so to speak,
Yeah, I mean,
in a Fedimint.
so yeah, it's like the threshold is like 2/3 plus one, so like it'd be like a 3 of 4 multi-sig, 11 of 15, like those kind of size. So you need to convince every single member like up to that threshold, like, hey, let's rug pull. And you can put like reputation behind these experiments. So if like someone like Coinbase rug pulled, like, oh, what the hell? I know they're a public company, I'm gonna go sue them. And then as well, you could do things where you can like add and remove federation members eventually. So you could have it where like, oh, this guy tried to rug pull, he's out, and they stop him for someone that's like actually trustworthy. So the federation can have like their own governance structure of like this guy is like acting up, let's remove him, and and hopefully we can have like incentive models where these federation members could make money either through like the Lightning gateways or other means, so then they can actually have an incentive to always keep this running and not like rug pull lawsuits.
Very interesting. So I installed the I think it's the eNuts app.
Yeah.
I believe it is, and I noticed so there you could connect to to a mint,
Yeah.
like so to speak. I guess for me, what I'm thinking of is like, so in my eyes, this already exists.
Uh-huh.
You know, like, but is it in its final form already and ready for
Yeah.
public, like for public consumption? Like, are we there, or am I just testing a really early? Are we after beta? Is what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Or are we?
so like enuts is cashew, which is similar to Fediment. It's just like cashew is basically the same thing, but only a single custodian. So there's a lot more rug pull risk. But yeah, with both of them, like they're both pretty beta. Like first, like mainnet federations have been around for like 2 months. So
Okay.
it's like
Okay.
we're pretty new, and there's a lot of new, like I was talking about the governance structure of like adding or removing members.
Yeah.
That's still not implemented into Fediment. Something coming soon, hopefully. There's like like it's a very new space of like a lot of stuff is like being worked on and ironed out and all that stuff. But like, I mean, we have like a few thousand users using Fediment on Uni, so it's like it works pretty well, and it's not like, oh, I'm just gonna put this money in and like it's all gone the next day for the bug kind
Yeah.
of thing. But it's definitely not like put your life savings in it kind of thing. But
So it's reckless. It's slightly reckless right now, but not as
reckless.
reckless as maybe Lightning was at the beginning.
Yeah, yes,
Right?
exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I can appreciate that because yeah, absolutely. I guess I guess my next question is where do we go from here with this? Like, okay, how many? I guess I'm trying to figure out like, do we have a magic number of Fedimints that automatically means, hey, once we're at this point, we've reached the next level of Bitcoin scaling? Is that even a thing, or am I just totally out there in the weeds?
No, I mean it's like an individual Fediment only has like so much throughput, so we will need like many of them. And yeah, it's more of like a measure of like decentralization than like scaling, I would say. Where it's like, I mean, so like one thing is like individual Fediment, you can't really know how many users it has because there's all the privacy problems in Fediment. So like maybe this Fediment has like 1 million Bitcoin in it, but it's like just MicroStrategy. And
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
That's pretty accurate.
So maybe like, and then you can have another Fediment with like 1 million sats in it, but it's 1 million users all with one sat. Like you have these different scenarios. So measuring scaling is kind of hard, but hopefully we just have a big cluster of them. They're like you can see like payments between them on Lightning and stuff. Like, okay, this is a real thing.
Stupid question that you may have already answered, but I'm just not sure. So, let's say I decide to put, some of my Bitcoin into a Fedimint, right? Is there like what benefit is there to me? Like, is in terms of like, do I get any transaction fees or anything for doing this if people are using their Bitcoin as part of my mint? Or I'm just trying to figure out, are the incentives purely scalability, or is there some type of individual incentive in terms of quote unquote earning Bitcoin, right? Because that always seems to be a carrot that people put at the end of the stick. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, so as like an individual user, like just using Fediment, you're just like we used to just use it as like a spending wallet of like I load up my Lightning wallet with 100K sats. Now I can go buy sandwiches with Bitcoin and stuff. If you want to like use it to like earn money, you can do things like running a Lightning gateway. Basically, so the Fediment can only make payments internally. If it wants to make payments off Lightning, it needs a gateway, and you swap those Fediment tokens for Lightning payments. And the way to do that is basically having this gateway that does the atomic swaps for you, and they can charge a fee there. So there are risks with running the gateway. So the gateway needs the trust of the mint. So you shouldn't just hook it up to every single Fedi mint that exists because you might lose your money. But if you like, okay, this mint is solid, I'm gonna work with them. You can like make a good deal of money there if you're like the main gateway and all the payments are going through you. You can make like all those transactions.
Very interesting.
And yeah, it's all new, so we don't really totally know how this market structure will work out. But it's we'll see one day.
Okay, I guess my last question is going to be about negative use cases, right? Like, because for me, I'm always like absolutely fascinated about like how does this break?
Yeah.
Right? How can this be broken, and how difficult it is it to break it?
Yeah, I mean,
Very broad question.
Yeah,
Very
yeah,
broad
yeah.
question. I apologize.
No, yeah, there's a few ways you can take this. I mean, for one, I think probably like the most like negative downside is like say every single user of Bitcoin just uses a Fedi Mint. Now it's like everyone is using custodial Bitcoin.
Here, John's asking a question here.
Yeah.
Fettyman, no, please shoot over. Fettyman sounds like a way to lose money unless you are tech savvy enough to run a gateway. Is that
I would say
what does
no.
he say?
Like
What are your thoughts?
the gateway can still lose money, like even if you're super tech savvy. Like it ends up the way you lose money is the guardians rug pull you that like pull that run the federation.
Oh,
So yeah, so those guardians sure can rug pull you, but yeah, I mean the solution is like today people are just using like Alby and Wall Satoshi, which
yeah,
are
exactly.
the worst version. So like we don't don't put your life savings into a Fed event. Like no one's recommending like get rid of your multi-sig. The idea is, replace your everyday spending wallets that are these like single sig custodial lighting solutions into something like Fedimint, where it's just the same thing, but now you have privacy and better security because it's a federated custodian instead of a single custodian.
Very nice.
Yeah.
All right. Well, look, I'm definitely looking forward to seeing what comes in the future for Fettyman's Ben.
Yeah, yeah.
I really appreciate you joining us on the
No
live,
problem,
man.
man. Just try out Mini Wallet. You'll probably use Fedimint and don't even know it. That's kind of our goal. It's like
I didn't know Enuts was Fettyman, and I look at it and I'm like, oh damn, there it is.
yeah, well, Enuts is cashew actually.
Oh yeah, cashew. Sorry, but I saw on the back there was
similar thing. Similar thing.
Okay, see, I'm mixing it all up. Sorry, guys, I'm confusing everyone. Oh wait, wait, do we have another question? There is no way to transact here? John's asking a lot of questions here. There's no way to transact with outside world without a gateway, right? I think you said that.
Yeah.
That is correct.
You need right now.
A
Like,
lightning gateway.
yeah. So you only can make internal payments, or you could make on-chain payments. But yeah, to make lightning payments to the outside world, you need a lightning gateway. So there's a profit incentive to run that. So most likely people will run one for at least like mints that are worthwhile. But yeah, it's up. And the guardians of the mint could always run a gateway as well if there's like, oh, this is my mint, you run the gateway. But yeah, it's it's an open like market question right now.
Yeah. Cool. Very cool. All right, guys. You guys can head back to the main stage, and we will be back a little bit later on with our next guests. Thank you again very much
No
for
problem.
joining us on the live stream.